Hello, welcome to the video. I'm Hebrew Hybrid, and in this video, I'll be doing overviews of the Superpowers Mini Comic Book Collections Volumes 1 and Volume 2. Without any further ado, let's get us started. Now, here is the 2 volumes of the Superpowers Mini Comic Collections I've acquired. I've had these maybe a year and a half. I just did a Google search, and I don't see these for sale anywhere. So maybe making this video might help put these back into production, because there's a lot of people that want these. Now, for those of you that aren't really too keen or hip on what this is all about, there was a toy line back in the mid-1980s called the Superpowers. This was a production by Kenner, the Kenner Toy Group, that also produced the Star Wars toy lines that started from 1977 and ended in 1983. Kenner was looking for the next new hot toy line because all the Star Wars merchandise had pretty much fizzled out. Star Wars was pretty much dead after 1983, after the movie Return of the Jedi came out. So they approached DC Comics. DC Comics was very, very, very willing to do a toy line off of their most popular characters. The first 12 characters in the Superpowers line had 8 heroes and 4 villains. Had Superman, Batman, Robin, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, and Hawkman. And the 4 villains, you had Lex Luthor in his green armor suit. You had the Joker with the giant mallet. You had the Penguin with an umbrella. You also had a robotic form of Brainiac. Every single action figure had a built-in mechanism where if you would either press 2 arms together, like with the Flash here, he'd do like a little running motion. And with like Superman and Batman, if you would squeeze their legs together, it would do a punching motion. Each figure had their own special motion. Green Lantern, he'd bring his ring up like he'd do in a ring attack. Robin had a chop. Brainiac had a robotic kick. Superman, Batman, Lex Luthor, they all had their punching actions. The Joker had a mallet smash, so on and so forth. Every single action figure came with their own mini comic book. Each of these issues had their own specific storyline from beginning to end. It was not like a one story that was strung out through multiple issues. It was not the same story for each issue. Each issue contained where the specific character was actually the highlighted hero of the adventure. There was some team-ups going on, but basically every single mini comic that had the focal point to where the main hero that it was a part of was the one that would resolve the situation. The villains also had their own issues, and of course the villains would end up being defeated at the end of those issues, of course, because good has to always win in the end. Now we're going to start off with Volume 1 here, and I believe the first issue leads off with Superman. Here is the table of contents. Here is like the opening page here, collecting the 12 mini comics included with Kenner's Superpowers action figures from Series 1. You also had a brief introductory on why this was all put together. And of course, the Superman mini comic was the first issue presented in here. These are like the character dossier cards that you would find on the back of the Superpowers packaging. Here is the empty Flash package, and here is the dossier card that gave a summary of what their powers, their weaknesses, their enemies, secret identity, so on and so forth. Even on the back of the packaging, you had the original lineup here, along with the Hall of Justice, closed and opened, the Supermobile, the Batmobile, and the Lexor 7. You had the actual character dossier cards pictured on the back in this book as well. Let's do a brief flip through of the Superman book here. Superman taking on Lex Luthor. Has to hop in a Supermobile. Excellent way to market their product here between DC Comics and the Kenner toy line, trying to sell their vehicles as well, along with the action figures. And here we have Batman. Of course, it has Robin in here with the Joker as the main villain. They see the bat signal flying over Gotham through their window. It's their call to action. They engage the Joker. They have a little bit of help from Wonder Woman at the end, and the Joker's captured at the very end. Here we have the Wonder Woman mini comic where she's doing battle with Brainiac with Superman fallen. She has to come in and intervene, and her situation gets resolved when she gets Brainiac in the magic lasso. Now, this is a part that could be disputable because the magic lasso is supposed to be able to subdue living flesh people. The living. Now, you can make an argument that Brainiac is a living computer, but he's still a mechanical construct. So I would have my doubts that Wonder Woman's magic lasso would have any effect on Brainiac, seeing as how he's a machine. And here we have the Flash mini comic here. Here's the Flash's dossier card, just like I showed you that was on the back of the package. You have Superman charging into action against Brainiac. Brainiac's able to capture all the members of the Justice League that he's encountered and comes up against the Flash. Flash pretty much allows himself to be captured, only to harness his vibrations to break free from his prison and subdue Brainiac and free all his friends. Here's the Brainiac mini comic right here. Of course, they kind of detail his super Brainiac kick right here. He squeezes his legs together and he does a kicking motion with his leg. A little detail about that action figure. It does have a history of the arms breaking off. It was basically a stiff mold anyway, and if you are squeezing both arms together, one arm has a tendency to snap around where the shoulder's at. So I used to have that action figure, and I grew to do the practice because I did have the arm snap off. I ended up gluing it back on, but to prevent the arm from snapping off again, I would just put my finger around the part of the waist and just use the thumb to do the mechanical kicking part. I would not actually squeeze both arms together anymore. So if you come across a Brainiac superpowers action figure and you're trying to see if the kicking action works, that's a little tip. Moving on through the Brainiac mini comic. Batman and Superman team up to take on Brainiac. And here we have the Penguin. Of course, Penguin is a Batman villain. Penguin's taking on Hawkman. Batman's forced to intervene. Here you see the superpowers Batmobile coming into the picture here. Here we have the Joker mini comic. You also have the Joker Mobile. Now, McFarlane Toys was able to produce a Joker Mobile here very recently. It is not in scale with the Superpowers line that McFarlane Toys is currently producing right now, which is a pretty close scale to the old 1980 Superpowers line. Just slightly taller, but still along the lines of the same scale. Joker cruising through with his Joker Mobile. Batman's pursuing with the Batmobile. Aquaman gets involved. Uses telepathic powers to summon an octopus or squid, whichever it is. It might be a squid. Doesn't actually look like an octopus. But yeah, Aquaman helps apprehend the Joker. Here we have the Aquaman mini comic. Looks like Flash is featured in this little team up here. Flash and Penguin doing battle. Of course, Aquaman has to get involved. Aquaman is actually the one that saves the day at the very end. Here is the Robin mini comic. Looks like Superman is featured in here as well, along with battling the Penguin. And looks like Hawkman and Green Lantern. are in here as well. Here the Lex Luthor mini comic, where Lex is flying the Lexor 7. Wonder Woman is in here as well. Here's the Green Lantern mini comic. It's got Robin and the Joker in here. The Joker Mobile. Here's the Hawkman mini comic. It's got Green Lantern assisting. The Flash is in here too, battling Lex Luthor and the Lexor 7. Now we're moving on to the Superpowers mini comic collection volume 2. The Superpowers toy line was actually a very big hit. Actually ran along with G.I. Joe, ran along with the Transformers, Thundercats. It was definitely a very popular toy that was in the toy aisles. The second wave of the action figures consisted of Steppenwolf, Darkseid, Dr. Fate, Martian Manhunter, Firestorm, Mantis, Green Arrow, Calibac, the Zod, a Parademon, which, you know, Parademons are like a universal soldier. Basically a race of a soldier type creatures that Darkseid would use to enforce his policies, his wrath. Basically, it's his creature army. You also had the Red Tornado. This part of this toy line. Start off with Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf is the uncle to Darkseid. Steppenwolf is also the general of Darkseid's army as well. In the Steppenwolf mini comic, you got the Red Tornado featured in here, along with Wonder Woman, Dr. Fate. Here you see a picture of Darkseid. Here we have Martian Manhunter. It's like he's doing battle with the Zod. He's got the help of Firestorm and Wonder Woman alongside him. Moving to Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate also features Superman and Martian Manhunter assisting. Here we have the Hollow Justice, which I still got that. Acquired that when I was a kid and never got rid of it. But here's Dr. Fate in his study, studying his books, so on and so forth, and sees Superman and Martian Manhunter coming through his invisible wall here, invisible doorway. I suppose that Darkseid had Superman and Martian Manhunter under his mind control. Dr. Fate was able to break their spell. Here we have the Firestorm mini comic where he's doing battle with Mantis. We have Green Arrow in here as well in the Justice League Probe. I always liked Firestorm as a character. Very unique character. For those of you that aren't aware, Firestorm is actually two people. The body is that of a young high school / college student, you know, throughout this progression in the comic book storylines. He was a student, and his teacher was actually his subconscious. It would take two people to fuse together into Firestorm, and while Roddy Raymond was the controlled the physical movements and pretty much did all his own thinking, Professor Stein was there giving him assistance, lessons in like things he can do physical wise, because Firestorm could not only do energy blasts but could also create matter out of thin air. He could put molecules together, create new elements, so on and so forth. So yeah, Firestorm was a very intellectual character, should I say, that would appeal to the intellectual reader. I'm skipping a little too far ahead here. Here we have the Mantis mini comic. It's got a Red Tornado and Aquaman featured in here, along with the Martian Manhunter. Flipping through here. Here's the Green Arrow mini comic. It's got Calibac in here, along with the Flash, Green Arrow, Martian Manhunter. You have the Darkseid mini comic. It's got Batman, Firestorm, Red Tornado in here that he's doing battle with. Here's some parademons. Of course, just like little product placement here. Got the Justice League probe ship here. There was also a vehicle that Kenner had produced to try to sell. Here's the Calabac mini comic. This features Darkseid, Dr. Fate, Superman, Red Tornado. Here's the Zod mini comic. Zod's taken on, looks like Green Arrow, Dr. Fate. Here's the parademons, which is basically Darkseid's army. You see an army of parademons right here. Darkseid's fortress on the planet Apocalypse. Here we have Green Lantern and Firestorm and Dr. Fate teaming together to try to resolve their issue. What's going on? Here's the Red Tornado mini comic. Doing battle with the parademons. You got Green Arrow, Hawkman, and here's what all the covers look like, all collaged together. I think it's the same for this volume as well. Yep. The collage of the Volume 1 comics and the collage of the Volume 2 comics. That concludes the overview of these two volumes right here. There was not a Volume 3 that was ever produced because they stopped doing the mini comics with the third line of the Superpowers toy line that Kenner produced. So that's unfortunate. But like I said earlier in the video, I did a Google search. I also searched eBay to see if these are still obtainable, which I haven't been able to find anything of late. So hopefully this video will help them go into another production run. You might share this video with your friends. You might share this video to your local collected edition groups. These are definitely hard to get a hold of, and they're definitely in demand. Let's get the word out. Let's see if we can get another production run going. If you made it all the way to this video, really appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, shoot me a like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. It'll let you know whenever I have a new video posted. I do all sorts of stuff as far as in the collector's field. Not only just comic collected editions, I also do comic books. I do toy hunting and certain unboxing videos as well. Support your local comic book, toy shop, and your local brick and mortar store. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.